Traveler.
Hey there, Columbina! Are you sure you don't want to look around some more? You might not...
Right now, what I'd like to do is... You're right. I'm not ready.
Yeah, that's the spirit! Take your belly right here!
Okay. Thank you. Traveler.
Columbina! Finished with the festival already? Really? You're sure you don't want to have a little more fun?
Yes. This was the most fun I've had. Everywhere I went, people were saying, "Welcome home." And there were friends at every turn. I only wish I could let...
Oh.
Yes, you're right. The moon prayer blossoms.
Ooh, look! Look!
Moon prayer night. The moon. It's so beautiful.
Happy Moon Prayer Night, dear.
Happy moon prayer night.
Happy Moon Prayer Night.
Aww. Huh.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Oh. Looks like the time has come.
Columbina. You're heading off, then?
Yes, to the ruins you mentioned. And from there, back home to the moon.
Wait! I know? At least...
Take one of our craft shop's crumb cookies up to the moon with you. You know, for a snack.
Sure, why not?
The Curatorium of Secrets believes in proper farewells. No story should be...
Never.
Farewells are an important affair for the Ratniki, too. We never know when we might meet again.
Haha! And here I thought grand farewells wouldn't suit tonight's mood. But I suppose friendly passion is not to be stopped, eh?
We made a little something for you, Columbina. Ta-da!
What is it?
A Moon Prayer Night greeting card with drawings by all of your friends.
You did mention that you'd like a portrait done, so I took the liberty of creating one for you.
I, meanwhile, did the portrait of Mr. Albedo. And Mr. Varka did the same for me.
I mean, I think my work was pretty true to life, don't you think?
The picture of Ashru was my doing. The two of you seem to get along.
Wait, was I the only... I did pictures of me and Anefa.
I did my own portrait and one for Hat Guy.
Plus, there's the two mages, Arlecchino and Sindrune.
I don't know what to say. Thank you so much, everyone. This whole moon prayer night was more than I could have ever asked for. It is the greatest gift I have ever received. Lauma, I figured it out.
Figured what out?
Remember how the Frost Moon Scions used to use milk as invisible ink to write hidden messages?
That was a very long time ago. Oh,
Yes. When I miss you all, I shall use moonlight in the same way to write words that only you can see upon the moon itself.
Wow, that sounds lovely.
Quite. But how will we see them?
Simply open your windows on nights when the moon shines bright.
That sounds most fitting indeed.
I'll try to write them in places that...
I, for one, would sleep all the better for having read.
Exactly. So don't worry about disturbing anyone's sleep. Just promise you'll write to let us know you're...
All right. I promise.
In that case, Columbina.
I'm ready. Very well. In just a few moments, I will be gone. I still don't know what to expect on the moon. Will I really be able to send messages to my friends? The Kuhenki, the animals of Nod Cry. I'll never get to see them again. I wonder where I'll... This is where the people of Hyperborea used to communicate.
Eternal moon, frost moon, iridescent moon. When the power of all three converge...
The gate to the moons shall...
Moon marrow preparations are complete. Only the...
I'm sure Nasha Town is livelier than ever at this moment.
Yeah. It's a shame you couldn't be there for it, but it's now or never, right?
It's fine. I'm more than happy with this. My last piece of luggage. My only piece of luggage. I can already feel the moon calling to me.
Your home lies on the far side of this light, Columbina.
From now on, we will at last have a reason to pray to the true moon.
Columbina.
Yes? I'm listening.
Be sure to come back and see us when you get the chance.
Of course.
But if that chance doesn't come, then remember that you have friends on this planet. People who will miss Columbina.
Yes, I will. Thank you for everything you've done for me. And remember, come night or day, the moonlight shall always Well then, farewell, my friends. Thank you. This was my happiest night in Tevat.
Farewell, Columbina.
The moon really is closer than ever tonight.
Columbina.
All 3 moons in one place. Time for one final experiment. Reason, life, death, time, and space. They all believed I would fail.
How could this happen?
But Tevat's primordial power never did belong to the throne of heaven. And now, they are mine.
Is free to wield the 3 moons' power. It's the only way. I guess I won't be going home today.
Columbina! No!
Stubborn world, do not try to control me!
Columbina.
Are you all right? Do your wounds still hurt?
I had someone prepare a little medicine that could prove effective.
In that case, let me relate the contents of the call we made to Alice after the incident occurred.
That Dottore is a crafty one. He distracted the Hexenzirkel by creating a huge fuss. I'd assumed that the cause was an abyssal intrusion from the outside world, which in fairness is a rather common occurrence. But after learning that you managed to influence the phantoms in Nodcry, I realized that perhaps this interference...
But we weren't able to change their fates.
True, you couldn't change how their stories ended, but you did.
Variables?
Yes. Things you heard that you could not otherwise have learned. Ideas that would otherwise have never crossed your mind. All these things are variables. Of course, most variables usually pale into insignificance with the myriad of possibilities floating around. But the moment you start treating them as building blocks and intentionally stacking them, that changes things. That's what Dottore did, and it's how he created the necessary conditions so that when you activated the portal tonight, it played right into his plan.
However, we have no way of knowing exactly what he did.
Yeah, we also need to ascertain Columbina's status.
And that about sums it up.
As I suspected, Dottore has disappeared completely. If it's any
Oh no! What? She did what? All we saw was Dottore appeared and used some kind of power. The next thing we knew, he and Columbina were gone.
So, Columbina intentionally opened the Moon Gate and escaped into the same mysterious world as Rerir and Thalindis.
Sounds like bad news.
Seen in that way, the trilunar syzygy and Rerir's emergence. According to Miss Alice, he is attempting to transcend his destiny.
An utter lunatic.
Wait a sec. Where's Hat Guy? Seems like he'd want to be here for.
He took off with the Dodo communication device after we spoke to Alice. He said he had the look on his face was...
I'm back.
Hat Guy!
I went to look for the Hyperborean phantoms again. I think I've gotten to the I got them to talk to Nicole on the other end of the communications line. Turns out...
Really? But how?
Because the phantoms are the ones who were deceived. They speak of a savior who appeared in their history. This savior promised to create a new moon within the false sky. Foolishly, they believed in him. It's obvious.
Now you mention it, the first time we entered the Hyperborean ruins, we heard the phantoms discussing their history.
But Dotori shouldn't have been able to get in there.
He didn't. Nicole said that this was an anomalous state triggered by disruptions. The variables that Dotori put in place were substantial enough.
So it's not that their memories were unclear.
That's exactly the possibility Dotori was trying to manufacture. He turned these variables into knowledge. Then, he harnessed that knowledge on Moon Prayer Night to truly
How is that even possible?
To be precise, he exploited a weakness in the way the spell works. The spell senses Kuvaki to detect the moon's location. So, as long as the false moon more strongly resembled a moon than the gate would teleport Columbina to the false moon's location. Once he had her under control, the teleportation spell remained active. And
At that moment, the moon marrows disappeared right before our eyes.
By then, Dotori had already
So, where does it...
I'd certainly like to know what Her Majesty thinks, now that the concerns I expressed to her have come to pass. And in any case, it is not the Fatui Harbinger Damselette who sees us as her friends, but rather Columbina Hyposelenia. If, even in such extreme circumstances, then I will do as my heart demands. I will... Time is short, so I'll make...
Whew. Even Arlecchino seems to be...
All right. Lose those dejected looks for a moment and let me get a word in. It looks bad, I won't lie. So Dotori's pulled some real dirty tricks to gain the... And yeah, it's to the point where even the mages say that his variables have affected... Many have told me that Tevat's destiny is fixed. And that does appear to be the... And since he was able to stack these variables up, You of all people should not be discouraged, traveler from afar. This isn't over yet. And you're not alone in that. Everyone here does, whether they've spoken thus far or not. But none of us are the type to sit back and wait for the sun to shine. That's exactly how a knight should roll. If they knock you down, you get back up and get back in it. Don't...
Mark is right. This is far from over. Dotori's already way overdue a butt-kicking given his past shenanigans.
That's what I'm talking about. How's everyone else feeling?
I'll use Kuvaki to investigate Columbina's whereabouts.
Leave the intel gathering to me.
Aino and I will do all we can to support you. We will attempt to reverse engineer Dotori's actions and seek a breakthrough.
Alice and Nicole are busy dealing with an emergency at Tevat, but they're both very angry about this. They've asked Alba...
Are you ready then?
I'll do my best.
As for me, I'm pretty familiar with
Nice! Looks like we have our basic... I'll get in touch with Flints and Itlua. At the same time, I'll pass on
Yeah! What?
That's it then.
I never thought that Columbina would become my real name. It went from being a Fatui code name to... And remember, come night or day, the moonlight shall always connect us.